And here is a slower version of Mele Kalikimaka, so you can practice with that one. This has a lot of crazy chords, but the whole first half is super easy. It's just a C and a G7. And we do a island strum, a fast island strum. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say. The main thing you want to practice with this strum is the accent is on the 2 and 4 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other ones are quiet. And if you don't want to do that, you can just do downs, which is what I'm going to do with you today on this video. So the whole first half is C and G7. Ready? And Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. On the word day, you change to G7. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Back to home base. Now, here comes the second half. I divided it up kind of into 3 parts. One line is a C7 to an F. A C7 to an F. So let's do that line. That's the next thing. And that right after we just where palm trees sway. Here's the next thing. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. On the word green, you go to F, which is what color of stickers? Green. So do that again, C7. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. Now the next line is easy. It starts with the A7, but then it has the stops. And we all know the stops because we've practiced this a lot. D7, D7 to G7. The stops are D7 to G7. Say it. D7 to G7. Play it. D7 to G7. Again. D7 to G7. One more time. D7 to G7. Perfect. And that line starts with an A7. The sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Make sense? So putting those little two little parts together, we have the C7 to the F, and then the A7 to the 2 stops. So let's try that. C7. Here we know. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. A7. The sun to shine by day. Here are stops and all the stars at night. Okay? Now the last part starts off the same. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way. A7. On Hawaii, we do an A7. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way. And the very last line to end it, that little extra flavor, you know how they like to throw a little minor chord in at the very end. D minor this time instead of the E minor. To say, it's an F with your ring finger. Say Merry G7 Christmas. Back to our home base, which is what? To you. So the last part is Mele Kalikimaka. A7. So Hawaii's way. D7 to say. G7, Merry Christmas, back to a C. All the way through. You ready? Whole first half is just C and G7 back to C. 2, ready, and Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Remember, this first line is C7 to an F. Here we know that Christmas will be green. Now here's our A7 to the stops. The sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. The stops are D7 and G7. Ending. Mele Kalikimaka. A7 is Hawaii's way. special flavor. To say Merry Christmas, home base, to you. And then when we repeat it, we do the G7 and start it all over. Mele Kalikimaka.